Hey ASL community! 2 weeks ago I did an episode of that vlog where I had a discussion about voicing with codas, and it seemed that this really resonated with you in the community. Now if you like that episode, you're going to really enjoy today's discussion. My name's Audie, this is my name sign, and this is That Vlog. So Austin, what have you been up to? Oh, well, I'm happy you asked. Last weekend, I went to the Kentucky Deaf Fest, and it was awesome. If you haven't yet been, I've got a suggestion for you. Go! Next, I'm going to be going to Illinois, and I'll be hosting several workshops. Plus, I'll be delivering a keynote presentation. I hope to see you there. So, this week, what's up in the ASL community? Well, you may remember my comments from this episode. One of the viewers watched this episode and wrote her opinion in the comments section, and one of the points she made was voice off means ASL on. And I thought about that. You think it's true? Recently, I was chatting with a friend of mine, Joe Hilton, who is also a member of the ASL community like many of us, and she reminded me of a certain point that I typically bring up in my workshops. Joe said, that point that you tend to mention is really great. You should talk about it in your vlogs. And I thought, this is a perfect discourse for that. So that great point that I typically bring up consists of 3 questions. The first is, you, the viewer, yes, I'm talking to you, regardless of whether you're deaf or hearing or anywhere in between, have you been involved in the ASL community and signing for over 15 years? Okay, now if you answered yes to that, you are the part of the audience that I'm specifically addressing right now. The second question is, do you sometimes feel frustrated or feel that your skills have maybe plateaued or capped off? Do you tend to go to workshops and feel, you're really not satisfied, that you're talking with people and you get this sense of, where is my challenge? Where can I find improvement? Now, if you answered yes to that, I gotta tell you, you're not alone. Now, last question here. Anytime that you're chatting in ASL with a hearing person and they themselves also know sign language, do you notice that you typically add speech to your signing? Do you feel that maybe you've been caught or busted? I have that sense of twinge as well. And what is that? What makes us have that sense of guilt? And I've got an idea, and maybe you'll agree with me or maybe you're not, but I'm going to explain my opinion now. Sometimes whenever I'm talking to a hearing person and I know that they know sign language, I'll start chatting and I'll feel like I've hit this wall. Feeling like they're not understanding me, and so I feel like the option of what I can do to help them understand is just to talk and move right along and feel like the problem is solved. However, the problem is actually still there. Now, imagine if every time you feel these barriers that you keep talking rather than forcing through it and signing, that's where you're hitting that plateau. So maybe you've been signing many years and maybe you've got amazing sign skills, but if you're not letting yourself break through that plateau, you're not able to develop. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You're sabotaging your own development of your ASL skill. Which is really why I'm asking if you tend to voice while you're signing. And if you feel that internal sense of like guilt or that feeling bad, where's that coming from? Well, it's because it's impacting your own development. Now, suppose we had a different situation. Suppose you feel that sense of being stuck and not being able to communicate, and instead of deciding to speak, you're going to try to find another way to communicate your ideas through sign. What's going to happen is you're going to break through that wall, and you're going to learn something new because of it. And when you break through those barriers that you have, that's where your ASL is really going to develop. So, voice off means ASL on. All right, so now how does that point apply to the ASL community? Often, when hearing people want to get involved in sign, they'll turn their voices off, whether they're giving a presentation or whether they're just socially chatting. And often people in our community, whether they're hearing or deaf, will kind of talk about that person and say, oh, they're a deaf wannabe, or they're acting as if they're deaf. Now, is that really what's happening? Is that person acting deaf? I don't think so. I think the fact is they're acting as a member of the ASL community. Which is why often I really try to emphasize that it's important that we haven't really yet identified and embraced our ASL identity. And it's, as I said before in a previous episode, we can't just separate ourselves into little groups of deaf, hearing, codas. I think we're more than that. We're a collective group. We are the ASL community. So that's my thoughts on that, and I just pose that to you. And I ask you, what do you think? Is that true? Does voice off equal enhanced ASL language? Even if you disagree, I'd really love to know your comments. You can either type your response down in the comment section below, or better yet, you can do a filmed response and upload that to YouTube. Take that link and put it down in the comment section below. Every week I make a new That vlog. And just to warn you, YouTube's subscription system isn't really all that great. It doesn't always let you know when there's a new video. Really, the best thing to do is to go to my website and you can click there and subscribe. So anytime there's a new That vlog, it will let you know. Oh, right, something else to let you know. Each That vlog has a secret link below this video. If you click that link, it'll take you to another video. I tend to call this Hidden ASL Treasure. And if you want to know what's in that video, well, I'm not going to tell you, it's a secret. Just watch the video. If you want to see last week's episode, I talked about Italian signs. You can click on that link, or if you want to see below, I've done an episode about Star Trek. Prepare for warp drive. Each link is here and here. If you'd like to find the secret link or subscribe to my vlog, you can find all those links down here below this video. My name is Audie. This is my name sign. ASL Power.